Alright guys, for this project we're going to be doing a little weaving, and we're also going to be making a spider. One of those spiders maybe from the story that you really liked. You know, it could be Anansi or it could be Stone Thrower, but that'll come a little bit later. The first thing we're going to do though is make one of these rugs. Okay, this rug is based off of people from Ghana who created rugs, and we're going to use African style paper to create the patterns and the weaving on it. Okay, we'll do that, and then later on we'll get to the bottom part and I'll show you how to do the spider. Okay, so this will be the big part of it that we'll do for the project, and we'll start that today. To do something like this, it does require you to do a pattern. And last year, if you remember, we did something very similar to this. This one will be a little bit more complicated because it's going to have smaller pieces, and also we're going to add different types of paper and designs into it. We'll just make it look more complicated as well. So off to the first part here, you're going to get a piece of paper that's going to look like this. It's going to have lines going vertical direction when you have it in portrait mode. And what you're going to need to do first of all is cut. Okay? So just like you did last year, you're going to be cutting on these lines. And I think we even used some red paper for that project. To cut, you're going to make sure that you start on the right side. It's going to be a little bit easier so you can hold on to it. And you're going to cut as neat and straight as you can, and making sure that you keep it going all the way down, no jagged edges, all the way down to this line, and you're going to stop right there. Don't go past that line, but make sure you go up to the line too. You don't want to stop short of it either. Okay? And you're going to go along here, and you're just going to be cutting each one of these out, or cutting to those lines, and it's going to make a bunch of strips that are connected to this last piece of paper. So it kind of goes like that. Okay? I've already cut out mine right here, and it will look like this once you get it all cut out. So you can kind of see how that goes. Okay, so it has a bunch of strips hanging down. Kind of reminds me of a car wash, going through the car wash there. Okay. You're going to also have a bunch of these African style patterns, and I actually just purchased just a bunch of these different sheets, and you can use any combination of them just because, you know, they all go together pretty well. You don't have to use the same one for each one. Okay, and you don't have to worry about the pattern going down because they're all kind of mixed together, and I don't know if I have enough for everybody to use those anyways. So you could use different patterns as you go in the African style paper. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this first one here to show you again how to do the weaving and how to add that pattern in there. So this pattern is just basically an A-B type of pattern. So it just goes over, under, over, under, over, under, which creates something different each time and goes back and forth. Okay? So I'm going to start with this one, and it's going to go across. I like to start in the bottom, and I'm just going to go over the first one. So that's over, and then I'm going to go under the next one. So I lift it up, and I'm going to go under that. Okay? And then I'm over the next one, under, over. So basically, anytime I want it to go under, I just lift it up. And there we go. I've made it all the way over to the other side. Now it's too far down, so I need to slide it up. So I just carefully take this and I hold it down here while I slide this up all the way to the top. Sometimes this is a little tricky, so you need to kind of push it up, and sometimes it doesn't go all the way up, depending on how you did your cuts. Okay, but eventually I usually can get it up almost all the way up. Again, if you're having troubles, just kind of, I can help you a little bit there, but try to get all the way up to the top or a little bit close. Mine's just a little shy. I must have not cut quite all the way up to the top on some of these, and if you just miss one, it will actually make it so you can't get up there. But that should be good right there. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now I'm going to grab another strip, and now this one is going to start under. I started over, but I'm going to start under. Okay, so I need to start for the first one by lifting it up. And I like to work down here when I'm putting it in, and then I like to slide it up. It works so much better if you do it that way. So much easier. Okay, I'm going over, under. Okay, I just lift them up and put them under there, and it makes it just a really simple process. Okay, and I made it all the way over here, and I'm going to slide it up. Slide it up. Okay. And again, it might be a little tight, so you got to kind of push it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Next one, go back to the first one. So you might see the pattern starting to form here. So I went over here, under here, so I need to go over the first one. Just goes back and forth. And then you just lift it up here. Slide it up. Okay. So what you're going to do is continue working, and you want to make it all the way down to the bottom. And this one right here is actually a finished one. And I'll show you kind of what happened. At the end, what I did is I took a glue stick, and underneath, so like right under here, so on this one, when I'm all done, I need to glue down on both sides the tabs. Okay, just there. You don't need to glue under here, just where it ends and where it starts. That'll help keep it better together, and you even do that on the back too. Just put a little bit of glue stick on there, and it should fit nice together, then it won't fall apart on you. Also, that area where it was open, you just take your scissors and you can cut along here. And then another added element, I was taking and adding a little bit more decoration, a little bit more design into it. And I took and I made it a pattern into my work by doing just half of it black triangle. And I just did that way, and this one goes this way, and I just went back and forth. You could come up with your own idea for that. There's really a lot of things that you could do to really kind of spice it up and even add kind of that extra element into your work. Really kind of makes it look neat. Okay, so good luck with your weaving, and can't wait to see how you guys are able to do on this. Good luck.